Hi everybody, it's Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, and welcome to day 9 of our 12 days of giveaway.
Oh.
In these 12 days, we're highlighting small businesses, other watercolor artists, and introducing you to some supplies that I love and that I use just to say thank you for your support over this last year. We're randomly choosing winners of people who have purchased something with Let's Make Art over this last year, so it's not too late if you want to throw your hat in the ring to win something the next couple of days. And today, the lucky winner is going to get, a Bella Classica. Listen, these things are gold. It is so hard. I actually, during one of their last drops, I set an alarm and everything. And I was just because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get one to do this giveaway. And I'm sure that if I would have contacted them, they would have done a custom one for me. But it's really I'm no, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I did it.
You got one.
I was able to get one. And then I asked them to put the initials LMA down here. So whoever wins this is going to have this beautiful handmade journal filled with arches, high quality watercolor paper with little LMA. So if you wanted to do your LMA tutorials in here, I think that'd be perfect.
What a perfect opportunity.
I know. Now, before we announce the winner, I thought it would be fun if I showed you my current Bella Classica journal and do a little flip through. Okay?
Sounds great.
All right. So this is my current one. I had them commissioned. I commissioned this actually a year or two ago, so I'm finally getting into it. I think this is my 4th Bella Classica. I think I have finished 3 now, so this is the 4th that I'm working on. And usually my process is every morning I come into the studio and the very first thing that I do is I just free paint. And I paint a page, maybe 2 pages if I'm doing a double spread. And it's just a way for me to explore things, to honor my creativity, and to kind of show up for myself so I can keep creating stuff for you. The first page is blank. I always leave the first page blank until the very last day, and then I do it. And you can tell that I started this in summer.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be able to tell real quick when we switch to fall. You'll recognize this. These were bonus items from Greece. These were actual photos that I took while I was there. Oh, I love these cherries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is where I was practicing some water lilies for our Monet course. You can see that that pigment stick transferred. Now, I don't get too upset when things transfer like this because the joy I find is making it in that moment. If it gets a little messed up after, I usually don't care. But what you can do if you're someone who really doesn't like that is you can use wax to seal your paintings. But you only want to do that after both pages are done. For example, if you were to wax this and this was blank, and then if you were to close it, the wax would actually transfer onto the other page, almost forming like a resist. So you wouldn't want to wax until both paintings are painted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got a good idea.
Yeah.
I am very nearly sure that they will sell pre-cut wax papers, like cooking wax paper.
Yeah.
And 5x7s, and you just slip one between each page.
That's actually genius.
Thank you.
Michael?
Job security.
Okay. And here I was getting excited for fall a little bit. But I don't know if we reached fall yet.
No.
Yeah.
No.
This is the in-between, I feel. Because look at this next page. October. Oh. Yeah, we are full on into October and moody paintings now. Look how magical.
Love that one.
I love this one. This spread surprises me every time. It's I forgot I painted it. And then when I do, I'm like, oh my gosh, I painted that. I love this one so much. It's so creepy. It's so beautiful and creepy. Ugh. And this is actually a remake of a project we did in October. I did a night scene of the bats. Freaking bats.
Frickin' bats.
This is also a bonus from November. This bridge was super fun to paint. Oh, this is a Monet. If you purchase a Monet course, this is one of the process videos. I love this one so much. I honestly wish that Monet did so many more water lily paintings in this colorway because just the browns are so beautiful. Oh, yes. Birch trees. I mean, so fun. That actually is a calendar tutorial if you want to do this one. I was dang proud of this building when I painted it. I'm still not super comfortable painting buildings, so whenever I pull one off, I'm like, hell yeah. Banana bread at work?
Banana bread at work.
This was also a bonus. I love this one.
Yeah, beautiful.
This is one where it, like, you look at it, you're like, how? And then you do it and you're like, oh, that was actually not too bad. Oh, my ghost. Oh, I love my ghost so much. So cute. Look at it. Just looking for some love. Just looking for someone to haunt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My Skippy Witch. My favorite part is how her coat kind of whips up. And then, of course, this little graveyard. Oh, yeah. Look at this guy.
Excellent.
The blue on it is so good.
Blew my mind.
And I love these pages blew my mind. That's good. That's good, honey. And I love these pages right next to each other because orange and blue are complementary colors. And so whenever they're next to each other, they really like activate each other. And so I feel like this spread is kind of just striking just from the colorways alone. Now we have some fall. This is like exactly the view from my house across the street.
Mm-hmm.
We did a miniature version of this actually for an ornament tutorial. Okay, can I tell you a so sad story?
Mm-hmm.
This painting on the right was so beautiful. And then I wasn't happy with it. And so I like messed with it more and I totally ruined it. I mean, it's not bad, but what it was before was so good. Let that be a lesson to you to just let it go.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, love that.
The colors here remind me of Monet a little bit and probably Van Gogh too. But I wanted to do like fall colors, but utilizing like bold complementary colors within there, kind of like how Monet did.
What was that educational box painting you did with the tree? Was it a Klimt?
Yes.
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. More fall here. Sometimes they'll include, like you'll see here, they'll include some pages from the book. And I actually use those as a way to separate as well. So you'll be able to use that in your journal. And that's why I have random pages in here just to kind of separate. We did a miniature version of this mushroom as well. Some more full.
A bridge over troubled water.
Oh, yeah. More fall. More fall. I just can't get enough of painting fall.
You get to winter, it's just white sheets. Like this is a blizzard.
More. And what's funny too is like, I know that sometimes when we talk about our journal or our journal paintings, we think that we have to do something full on like this. But sometimes just simple is striking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A moon with some foreground leaves. You know, we don't have to overcomplicate it. The goal here is just to put paint to paper. Did some atmospheric, trying some different techniques. And this, you can see we're switching from fall into winter. But honestly, I'm not ready to just like paint full on just snow scenes yet. And here we're celebrating the Pantone color of the year. It's cloud white, if you didn't know. Okay, that's where my journal is at. I have some random ones throughout here. But anyways, I absolutely love this practice. And I love the opportunity to make something that's just for me. And it's fun because I usually end up pulling from it to create tutorials and projects for you guys. But as someone who spends so much of my time creating education for other people as an artist, you have to have something that fuels you or else you're going to get burnt out. And so I'm really grateful that I'm able to paint within these like gorgeously made books to fuel my creativity. It keeps me going. It keeps me excited. And it makes me look forward to coming into the studio every day because I know no matter what, I'm going to be able to paint for at least a half hour. So I love that.
And Birdie will probably be here.
And Birdie will be with me, my studio dog. So one person gets their own Bella Classica journal, and I'm super excited for them because these are not easy to come by. And one other note before we say a winner. The other thing I love about Bella Classica is they support your journal practice. And so I've seen them comment on, other companies that do like repurposed journals and books. And they're like, this is great. You know what I mean? Or like sharing other businesses that do the same thing. They really are just supportive of people doing a journaling practice. And I think that that is amazing. And so I'm going to put Bella Classica's information in the description. And then I'm also going to put in some other businesses that do something, not the exact same thing, but something similar, just so you guys can take a look and see if there's someone that you can support. And especially because I know that Bella Classica is a little bit tricky to get. That way, maybe there's another small business that you can support too. So anyways, now we are ready for a winner. Drum roll.
The winner of the Day 9 giveaway is Patricia Nisbet.
Patricia, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your Black Beauty Bella Classica journal. It's fantastic. And this is such a good size too, because I will say that sometimes I get a little bit intimidated by the size of my journals, but this one is just like the perfect size. So I'm really excited for you to start your own creative practice within this. And Bella Classica, thank you for being so supportive and for just making such beautiful things. We love showing you love and support. And I think that's all I got to say.
That's it.
Thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you guys for day 10. Bye.